A Man Said to the Universe by Stephen Crane. A man said to the universe, "Sir, I exist." "However," replied the universe, "the fact has not created in me a sense of obligation." Okay, so as you can see, this is a very short, light, and playful poem, but it touches on existential questions or desires that most humans feel during their life. In this poem, a man asserts his existence to the universe in order to be acknowledged by it. He feels the need to be recognized, to know his place in the grand scheme of things. However, the universe responds that the fact that the man exists does not move him at all. We can understand here that the universe is personified as it adopts a human characteristic by responding to a question. So, like the ability of speech. Stephen Crane also uses irony in his poem. On one hand, the man wants to be acknowledged by the universe, he wants to know his place. The universe refuses to do so, but just simply by answering his question, he's kind of confirming his existence already. The poem is also ironic because Stephen Crane uses cosmic irony. So, cosmic irony, and I quote, "The belief that the universe is so large and man is so small that the universe is indifferent to the plight of man, also called irony of fate." The irony of fate in this poem could be seen as extremely pessimistic because the poem can be read in a manner that the universe does not really care about you at all and that essentially existing is just taking up space. Stephen Crane himself published a book called The Open Boats in 1898, which conveys his existentialist view of humankind. Also, to add on to this existentialist point, the universe could be seen as a synecdoche. So it could stand for smaller things such as planet Earth or humankind or religion or just the state in which people live, essentially saying that individuals only play a small role in all of these institutions. So, since the world doesn't owe you anything, the universe is unmoved by this man's desire to be acknowledged. If you don't see it in a pessimistic way, it can be quite liberating to know that no one controls your fate and that you don't really matter because it allows you to take responsibility for yourself and to find your own freedom. It doesn't necessarily mean that the universe doesn't care about you. Maybe it just lets you discover things on your own. Also, there's something quite comforting in knowing that all men, animals, or beings stand equal before it. A different interpretation of this poem could also be that this universe represents or embodies God. We can see this when the man addresses the universe and uses the word sir, which is an honorific title, usually meant for something greater than oneself. As for my personal relationship to this poem, I found it really funny. The first time I read it, I laughed, so that immediately made me want to pick it. It was very immediate because it was so short, but at the same time, it's so deep, and you could go on and on about the meaning of this poem. Also, what attracted me to it was the fact that I wasn't the only one who had a relationship to this poem. In fact, all human beings can relate to this because these existential questions come up all the time in your life, and pretty much everyone I know had like a moment where they were asking themselves like, why do I exist? Do I play a role in this world? Do I need to exist? Such questions. I think I opt for the more optimistic view. So I don't think I'm very, very important, but if I take myself and my family on a small scale, I know that I matter to the people I love, and the people I love matter to me. So for me, that's enough. And yeah, it's very comforting. So the fact that this poem put it in perspective made me want to choose it. A man said to the universe, "Sir, I exist." "However," replied the universe, "the fact does not create in me a sense of obligation."